Greetings from the Bahamas as we sip our cocktails on our holiday that we have deserved for a really long time. Not sure who's paying for it. Tom, have you got the tip?
Certainly deserved. I know that much. That's all I know. It's deserved.
No, we're probably still at home, sadly. But we are taking time off, so that means it is time for another Quickie. And the best thing about this podcast is that even when we're taking time off, we're giving you new content because we love you. Yeah. And you've stuck around for this long. It's been 4.5 years. And so to reward you, I'm going to give you a real downer of a story right now.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
We'll plunge straight into it.
Okay. All right. By the way, I'm Liz Best. That's Tom Harris. And Zane C. Weber, producer,
yada.
blah, blah, blah.
You know.
Okay. At the age of 28, I still firmly believe that I was meant to marry my high school sweetheart. To date, he still checks all the boxes when we were high schoolers. Checks all the boxes from when we were high schoolers. But my senior year, he had a brain tumor rupture, and while we were out on a date, I had to do CPR, I had to call 911 and all that. He spent a month in PICU. What's PICU? Is it like something intensive care unit?
Yes.
What's the P stand for? I don't know. Anyway, something intensive care unit. After having a good chunk of his brain removed, and he had to go to rehab to learn how to walk and talk again. His parents made us break up. As an adult, I totally understand why he needed to focus on recovering and I needed to focus on my life in case he didn't survive. If it were my kid today, I'd probably do something similar. But their whole family turned inward, quit socialising and gave minimal updates on his condition, and the whole thing was wildly traumatic. But he was as perfect as they come. And my parents have held every other boyfriend of both mine and my sisters to his scale. He died 3 years later when I was dating the man that I married. That man was in the room when I got the call that my previous boyfriend had passed. Later, he told me that he knew he could propose after he had died because he could stand a chance of getting a yes because my ex would never be an option again. Oof.
Big oof is good. Life is very unfair to a lot of people. That's horrible.
I'm sorry to bum you out, but I just thought it was such a...
No, it's okay.
One of those really shit things happening at a shit time. And, like, I kind of agree with her parents, really. Like...
Yeah, I get that.
His parents, rather. Like, he absolutely had to focus on getting better, especially because you're, like, high school and stuff like that. But, oof.
That's very rough. And we want to, the greater we like to inoculate ourselves from the bad things in life, the sad things, but that's not necessarily always the best thing. It's sometimes important to be reminded that life is fleeting, and it can be all that more fleeting for a poor kid who lost his life, in his early 20s, I imagine. So, very somber.
All right. We're going to...
But we could continue the sadness.
We're going to take a full 180 and get away from that sadness.
Whiplash.
We're done.
All right.
We're done. Whiplash. Okay. Where do I start this? Because I don't want to give away from the headline. My partner was starting a new business and he told me that the reason that he is on dating sites is to network. It's just another social media platform and not unusual is what he tells me. I then sent a screenshot of his profile that one of my FBI friends found and said, good luck networking your business when your profile says looking for long-term relationship and just need you to be honest. So be careful, ladies. Not only do you need to look out for guys that are already taken, but they may only want you so they can promote their business. Or maybe I am stupid like he has told me.
I mean...
Not stupid at all. They've broken up, by the way.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
So. No feedback required on that one. I think we're all nodding our head going, yep, that makes sense.
Moving on to Cringe Town.
Oh, good. we change channels.
Yeah. Yep. It's Fast and the Furious. Okay, this one makes me cringe to an insane degree. As a 23-year-old woman who still lives at home with nosy parents, having a private love life, almost impossible.
Yes, sure.
The other week, I had this date lined up. I was meeting a guy at a local bar, but I told my family that I was catching up with 2 of my girlfriends. I also had the audacity to ask my dad to drive me there because I didn't want to fork out for an Uber. Because he lives. I get it. Cost of living is expensive. Ubers have jumped in price. This was a huge mistake on my part. Upon arriving, Dad jokingly asks if he can come in and have a drink with my friends and me. I tell him, no way, good joke, ha, thank him for the lift. God. I meet the dude, it's going great, and he goes off to fetch me a drink. And while he's gone, I feel this tap, tap, tap on my shoulder, and lo and behold, it's my very own father standing there with a massive grin on his face. Yeah. I was mortified, and I told him to leave me alone as my friends would be back any minute. It took a whole lot of convincing, but eventually he got the hint. I was thinking that I'd gotten away with it when my dad returns with a full beer, introduces himself to my blind date, and sits down for a good 10 minutes to interrogate him. Never have I wanted to die more in my entire life, and at the end of the night, my date said, I can't say that has ever happened to me before on a first date. No. First time for everything, I guess.
Hooray. If this is, I'm wondering what kind of dad this is. Is this overbearing, controlling dad? In which case it's no good? Or
wants to make your child squirm, knows exactly what you're up to, and kind of wants to make you deliberately uncomfortable dad.
In which case the cringe stands.
And just to say where I got that from, because attribution is important, it was a story that was told on the Facebook page Bad Dates of Melbourne.
That would be bad. How would you feel if you're the blind datee? You're the chap?
I would think it was the funniest thing that had ever. I would lean into it. I would think it was so funny. I would ask the dad all of the cringiest questions I could about the date, whilst also trying to make him not feel uncomfortable about it. Like I'd be like tiptoeing over that line and then back again. It might not end well for me.
You'd have to make sure you're not alienating your date.
I probably would.
Oh, you're just cutting and running from this point.
You got to flip it. You got to make the dad uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
rather than continuing the dad's joke on your date, you have to make the joke with your date on the dad.
The one thing I know is that I would make a joke. I don't know whether I would make the right joke and lean into making the date uncomfortable or lean into making the dad uncomfortable, but there would be jokes and I would be laughing and neither of them would be.
It is easy to do when you're gay, to make the dads uncomfortable.
Yeah, fair enough. Dads, leave us alone sometimes.
Yes, thank you.
And of course, when you say that, all they want to do is annoy you more. Yep. So I've done it now.
Yeah.
So we've had what have we had? We've had sad, cringe. There was another one that was quite odd. And then where are we now?
I don't.
What avenue are we strolling down on Ghost of Boyfriend's Past?
I think this is funny.
Oh, good.
I think this is another one I found on Bad Dates of Melbourne. About 10 years ago, I was seeing this girl. I was smitten, but I got the feeling that she wasn't as into it as I was. Anyway, we'd been out on a few dates and I was starting to feel things shifting, like she was becoming more interested in me. I met her mum and we got along great. We organised a brekkie date one Sunday. She said she'd need it as she was going clubbing the night before and it would soak up the hangover. So I knock on her door. It's not funny, I'm sorry.
We've misinterpreted.
I knock on her door and lo and behold, some guy I have never seen before answers the door. I see clothes and a couple of condom wrappers scattered all over the lounge room floor. She comes to the door, hurries him away and says, "You're still going to buy me breakfast though, right?"
It's a bit funny, but it's a little bit
I read
funny.
right to the punchline and I kind of skipped over the awkward, Oh, so it was cringe again.
Yeah, in the end, we pivoted back to cringe. Well, the scrapes we as a species will put ourselves through. It doesn't. I assumed starting this podcast they'd be like, yeah, dating stories. That's just going to be story A, story B, or story Z, and we'll just repeat those for those kinds of things for the rest of time. But no, we keep having incredible, amazing, weird, wonderful stories come across our desk.
People are weird and wonderful themselves.
We find as a species, we find the most amazing, varied ways to interact with one another for good and for bad and for sort of ugly as well. Incredible. So, readers, I hope that hit the spot. Little tasting board of human emotions. Before our main episodes come back. They will be back soon. I promise. Yeah. I promise we're coming back. We're nearly there.
We're really burnt out. Like, I don't think you understand how burnt out we were and how many cocktails we needed to drink before we could come back.
If my psychologist is allowed a break every now and then, so am I.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. Exactly. In the meantime, if you have any stories or questions, if we can give you advice, or you have any little tidbits that are not quite long enough for a main episode, but you want to tell us your stories, write in ghostofboyfriendspast@gmail.com. If you want to be a guest on our main episodes, because we are collecting guests to book them in for the upcoming season, please go to that'snotcanon.com/ghostofboyfriendspast and book them in. And if you want to join in on this kind of chat that we have while we're on holidays, you can go to Ghosts of Boyfriends Past Group Therapy, which is a group on Facebook where we chat about the same kind of shit that we chat about on mic, except personally and to you.
And memes.
And memes.
It's 80% memes.
There's lots of memes.
Of memes there.
If you ever find dating memes, please send them to us. We love sharing them. In the meantime.
Oh my word. It is late.
Send us memes and maybe take a break yourself. You could be burnt out. You don't know.
Yeah.